Hi, you're welcome to another episode of Ask the Trichologist. My name is Atilola and I'm the certified trichologist at African Naturalistas Hair Clinic. African Naturalistas Hair Clinic is located in Lagos, Nigeria, but we treat people all over the world using both our physical services and our virtual services. To find out more about our services, you can check the description box below. So in Ask the Trichologist, what we basically do is answer your questions about hair and scalp. Just send in your questions and I'll be very happy to answer your questions. So for the first question on today's episode, somebody asked, how often should I trim my ends from a professional's point of view? How often should I trim my ends? So we find out that a lot of people say different things, especially when you go to the internet. Trim your ends every 1 year, every 6 months, every quarter, and so on and so forth. But the truth is that there is no particular timeline which you should trim your ends. It basically depends on your hair care routine. So you find out that people that do protective styles a lot, they don't have to trim their ends as much as people that wear their hair out, like people that carry afro, that carry pineapple and all. And you find out that people that wear protective styles a lot, they hardly have issues with knots, with split ends. In fact, their ends hardly get weak. Yeah, people, especially people that carry them, especially people that wear those protective styles and they don't even manipulate as often. So you see somebody, let's say a YouTuber, who is always manipulating her hair because she has to change her styles from time to time. She has a lot of weak ends from time to time, and then you cannot take advice from her because the way she styles her hair and the frequency is different from you, that probably you're not even experimental with your hair. So what I say is trim your ends when they are weak. Trim your ends when you have split ends. Trim your ends when you have knots. Trim your ends when you have like heat damage or something that you know that you cannot reverse. Not stick to a particular timeline which you would trim your ends, because many times you find out that you're going to be trimming off healthy ends. So you can just give yourself a timeline in which you'll be checking those ends. Oh, okay, it's 1 month now, let me check my ends and see if they are healthy, and then you go ahead and trim if it needs to be trimmed, rather than sticking to a particular routine and say, oh, every 6 months I'm going to be trimming my ends, or every 1 year I'm going to be trimming my ends. So I hope that has been helpful. Yeah, the second question we have here says, I have heard that finger detangling is the way to go for curly hair. How do I go forever without combing my hair? Well, yeah, finger detangling helps you retain your ends more than comb detangling, because with finger detangling you have more control over how you unravel the knots and unravel the matted hair. Unlike combs that, you know, you're just passing the comb through, the comb can end up damaging the hair and you would not even know it. Yeah, you can comb your hair, you can comb detangle, but if your goal is to retain length, finger detangling is better. You can go forever without combing your hair. It's very possible, and your hair will not be, it will not look bad, it will not look rough. As long as you are doing it thoroughly, you are getting rid of all the shed hair and you're not letting your hair mat unnecessarily. You can go a very long time, 10 years more, without combing your hair. But I also want to let you know that it depends on the style that you like. So for some people that love their hair to be straightened out from time to time because they want to do a hairstyle that requires that kind of look, you will not be able to go without combing your hair, because the process of straightening your hair or stretching your hair sometimes requires that you pass a comb through the hair. But there are also many ways to stretch your hair without combing your hair, like threading, like braiding, like twisting and all. So it doesn't have to be using comb. But let's stick to detangling. For the purpose of detangling, you can go on forever to detangle your hair with your finger, as long as you have the patience for it and it aligns with your hair care goals. Some people, their hair care goal is not to retain any length and they really do not have time for that. They are more into the aesthetic feel of the hair, and that is okay. So recognize your goal, know your goal, and do whatever it is that helps you achieve your hair goal. I hope this helps. Somebody's asking, how do I stop my hair from shedding excessively? Well, this is also one of those generic questions, because for me to tell you how you should stop your hair shedding excessively, then I need to know what is causing the shedding. There are different reasons why your hair may be shedding. First thing I need to know is it really shedding or it's breaking? Because many times people say my hair is shedding, but it's not shedding, it's actually breaking. But for the purpose of this question, we are going to stick with shedding. Let's really assume that your hair is shedding. Many reasons why your hair could be shedding could be as a result of an illness, stress, emotional imbalance, poor diet, medications, chronic things like cancer treatments, from chemotherapy, even change of location can really put stress on you, and then your hair begins to shed. So we have to find out why your hair is shedding. It can also be hormonal imbalance. So for us to tell you, oh, this is the way to stop hair shedding, then there must be a reason why the hair is shedding. Know that hair shedding most times is not as a result of a mechanical damage or as a result of an injury. Most times hair shedding is because of something that is happening from the inside of your body, and when we arrest that, then we are able to address the shedding. For some people, it's even things like hair shedding. For some people, hair shedding is actually a symptom of something bigger going on. I mean, do you know some people that have issues with infertility, they will deal with hair shedding? Yes. So for some people, it's a symptom of something bigger going on, even thyroid imbalance, so many things. My advice is for you to find out why the hair is shedding. When we find out why the hair is shedding, then we can arrest the shedding. For breakage, yeah, it can be straightforward, but because shedding comes from the inside, we have to find out what is the cause of the shedding, or what exactly is the shedding pointing us to, because the shedding can be pointing you to something happening on the inside of your body. If you think that you have an issue with shedding, feel free to shoot us an email at info@africannaturalistas.com, and then we'll be able to help you out with our hair clinic services to help you pinpoint what exactly is wrong and possibly arrest the issue. Okay, the last question for today is, how can I cure frizzy hair? Well, the long answer. Okay, I'm going to give you the long answer before I give you the short answer. So frizzy hair is basically hair that the cuticles find it hard to lay flat. So it basically flies, and people call it flyaways. And people that have frizzy hair like me, we have issues achieving some, slick hairstyle. So you find out that probably you twist your hair or you braid your hair without using extensions, and 3 days later, 4 days later, it's already rough because the flyaways are all over the place. And it's because your cuticles are very light. They are very light in weight, and probably your the porosity of your hair is quite high. It's basically the nature of your hair. It's basically the texture of your hair. So you cannot cure frizzy hair. You can make it work for you, because frizzy hair looks good on some hairstyles like updos, big hairstyles that you want to look voluminous, but they don't look so good after some days on twist because they get rough very easily. So the basic way, or the major thing for you to do, is to use the frizzy hair to your advantage, rather than saying you want to cure frizzy hair, because you cannot cure frizzy hair. It's like somebody saying, how do I cure my brown skin? You can't cure your brown skin because you were born with brown skin. I hope that is like very straightforward. What I will say is, if you think that you want to reduce the frizz, you want to tame the frizz, then make sure you use products with less humectants. Humectants are things like propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, things that basically attract moisture from the atmosphere into your hair, which are a basic key ingredients in hair products. So it's very, very, very difficult for you to see a hair product without a humectant. But yeah, probably you get the ones with less humectants, and that will be able to help you tame your frizzy hair. Invest in updos, invest in making updos, invest in doing big hairstyles, so you make the frizziness work to your advantage and make your hair look really amazing and really beautiful. So I hope this has been able to help you. This episode, I hope it was helpful to you. My name is Atilola once again. I'm a certified trichologist at African Naturalistas Hair Clinic, and I'm also an advanced cosmetic scientist. So what I want you to do for me, please, I want you to share this video with somebody if you have benefited from it. I want us to just support. Click the like button, like this video, comment under it. I also want you to subscribe to this channel if you have been benefiting from everything we have been bringing your way. I want you to subscribe. Please subscribe. Don't be shy. Let people hear about this good news that is happening on Ask the Trichologist. And if you want to send a question for us to answer, you can just reply in the comment section here, or send an email to att@africannaturalistas.com, which is askthetrichologist@africannaturalistas.com. If you want to purchase hair products, if you want to purchase hair regimens, if you want to join our membership, you know what to do. Just check the description link below and you will see all the details you need there. But in case you are still confused, just send an email to info@africannaturalistas.com and they will be able to help you out. So you know what to do? Click the subscribe button and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.